tried so many things to reduce your brain fog. You've tried to work on your sleep routine, you've tried to add in different supplements, maybe even tried nootropics and just adding caffeine to decrease this mental fog you feel during the day. But it's still there. And that's likely because you're focusing on the wrong causes, on the wrong places to look. Now, I've completed over 50 brain health assessments in the last 3 months at Bradley Health, and I see the trends going on with each and every person. In these personal assessments, I can tell people in 20 minutes more about what will result in better brain clarity than their neurologists have. At least that's what people tell me. But today, I'm going to do that for you in just 5 minutes on this video. A lot of people start experiencing brain fog in the second half of life, whether it's their hormones because of perimenopause and menopause for women, or their metabolic rate starts declining. And likely you've been told to just add supplements. Oh, you need to sleep better. Oh, try exercising. You need to increase your blood flow. But what does all of that even really mean? What supplements are worth the money and what supplements are not? Or maybe you went to the neurologist because it was that bad and all they said was, let's do some brain training games. Or let's add in these couple of supplements. Maybe we should add in a medicine that doesn't actually work. I get it. You're frustrated. Nothing seems to work. And you feel this haze just getting worse and worse. And you're worried about it because maybe you saw your parents go through dementia and Alzheimer's. Maybe you are concerned about cognitive decline because you're the CEO or entrepreneur in your business and you cannot afford to lose your brain function. I see you. I get it. And during these brain health assessments, I tell people why none of this has worked and why you have not seen any success either. The real problem behind brain fog, 99% of the time, is this metabolic dysfunction and a glucose dysregulation that causes issues in your brain. Because your brain uses glucose for energy. When that dysregulation happens, the glucose metabolism in your brain also falters. But we cannot just go that ground level. We have to figure out what is causing the dysfunction and the dysregulation in your body, in your brain. Because many times it's a multitude of issues. And in the majority of these brain health assessments that I'm doing and the issues that I'm seeing, they're all leading to inflammatory responses in the brain. So we get rid of the inflammation and we see better success in the brain. It's a correlation here. We get rid of the inflammation, metabolic health increases. There's correlation there. And so what do we actually need to do to get started on the right path to fixing brain fog? First and foremost, the number one thing that I see people missing out on is the way they fuel their body or how much they're actually fueling with. Many women, especially women in perimenopause and menopause, they have their hormones hit really hard. And that is a huge issue for brain fog. That is the number one issue that if you're in that age range is likely causing the brain fog. But what happens is that diet culture has so many years pushed this low calorie approach on women. And what happens when you have a low calorie approach, you don't have enough fuel to function. You're covering the bare minimum and your mental clarity is not on that list of things that the fuel covers. So first things first, understand how much you're actually fueling with, how much you're actually eating. Are you getting enough nutrients? Are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants for your brain health, for your body to function so that your brain can function optimally? That is the first step every single time, or at least 99% of the time, is understanding how much you're fueling with. Then the next step is, okay, if you're actually fueling with the right amount, if you're not overeating significantly or undereating significantly, what can you do next? The next step is going to be purely adding in antioxidants, polyphenols, and probiotics for your gut and to decrease inflammation across the board. All of these things are going to decrease oxidative stress. All of these things are going to help prevent things that cause inflammation in the gut, like bacterial overgrowth or leaky gut that causes inflammation throughout the body. And the gut-brain barrier is super, super strong. All of these things are shown to decrease brain fog in every single person that needs to decrease brain fog. Another trend that I've been seeing in these brain health assessments, stress and anxiety, caused by whatever it may be caused by. A traumatic event, maybe you have kids that drive you crazy, maybe your work is really, really stressful. Whatever the case is, if you're letting stress and anxiety run your life, of course you're gonna have brain fog. It affects your brain heavily. It also is shown to affect inflammation through the body, gut health, because if you're anxious, you get those feelings in your gut. That is also affecting your gut health. And so what can you do personally to tip the scales in your favor in terms of anxiety and depression and stress? Everybody there is going to be personal. So I can't necessarily say one thing or the other. Big things that my clients do is starting their day off in a moment of quiet, if possible. We're getting up a little earlier, taking 5 to 10 minutes to just kind of let your body wake up without instantly inserting stress cues into your brain. The next thing is going to be breath work, so doing box breathing to decrease the sympathetic response, to put you into a parasympathetic state. This is something you can do multiple times throughout the day. A lot of my clients do it at night before they go to bed to also help them fall asleep. There are many things you can do to de-stress. You have to find the right things for you in your brain and body. The last trend is actually nutrient deficiencies. But I'm not going to say, hey, you need to take these specific supplements across the board because every single person is different. Omega-3 is a great supplement for pretty much everybody. Vitamin D is a great supplement for pretty much anybody. If you go vitamin D3 plus K2, you have better absorption of those things. But outside of those two base ones, what should you be taking? And that's totally going to depend on your blood work. So if you can get your blood work done and see what you're deficient in, that is going to be the first step. But outside of that, something that's really quality for brain health is going to be a B vitamin complex. So any B complex is going to be really beneficial. But again, you might be wasting your money on it if you're already getting enough B vitamins. So you need to get your blood work done to understand exactly what vitamin deficiencies or mineral deficiencies you may have. Tackling those big physiological markers are going to be really, really important. A little bonus for you, exercise. Everybody knows exercise is good for you, but it is especially important for brain function and to decreasing brain fog. Because if a lot of times brain fog is also caused by a lack of blood flow to the brain, because we live sedentary lifestyles. We're sitting all day at a desk, unless you work, a blue collar job where you're up and moving around. And the sitting is causing so little blood flow to go through across your body. You sit all day, you go home, you may go on a walk, you may not, you eat dinner, then you go to bed. But could you imagine what your blood flow would be like if you woke up, went on a walk first thing, if you just did it a little early, or you woke up and worked out first thing? Can we get just 5 minutes in there somewhere? Can we walk after meals to decrease the blood sugar response, increase blood flow in your body? Whatever we need to do to get moving, to get active, and not just sit all day. Even if you're working out 30 minutes in your day, but the rest of your day is sitting and your step count is still below 5,000, that is an issue. Let's get moving, let's get the blood flow pumping, and you're gonna notice energy increases and brain fog decreases right away. Put all these things together and you're going to immediately notice brain inflammation start decreasing. I have a course that can help you actually do this as well. It's only $1 right now. If you want to go through the 14-day course, go click the link in the description. I've seen way too many brain health assessments and results that people get by doing the basic things that get overlooked because the brain is seen as such a complicated organ, and it really is. But if we're not doing the basics, there's no reason to overcomplicate things. And so let's tackle the basics. Let's skip all the fancy supplements. Let's skip the drugs that don't actually work for cognitive decline. And let's get back to the physiology and performance of your body. I hope this was helpful. And if this helped you understand your brain fog and your brain health a little bit better, uncovering the basics, go ahead and subscribe because I'm going to start launching videos like this every single week. And if you want to hear about my story and consistent content daily, go follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Those links are also in the description. My name's Tyler. I'm signing off to your brain health.